Hi, my name's Barry Crampton. I made a video last week with Jeff Buys Cars. One of my most popular videos, to be honest, and certainly the fastest viewed video I've ever done. And of course, Jeff's video, he's got a lot more subscribers than me, went through the roof. Now, although I did say at the beginning, I don't hate EVs, there was quite a lot of negative comments. People saying that, usual stuff. And people calling me names don't really bother me, but it just gets a bit tiresome. So hopefully, I'm going to try and show you from my point of view what's going on in the motor trade and why I'm so worried. I've been in the motor trade all my life. And this last 12 months, it's been quite torrid. And it's been quite torrid for a lot of big dealers. Most of the reason is they adopted EVs. Some of them had to adopt EVs. Some of them had to have demos and so on. But others bought things like Teslas, which absolutely tanked. I'm going to do another video where I'll go through the comments and try and address them one by one. But today I just want to show you what is bothering me. I can sell anything. It doesn't matter whether it's diesel, petrol or EV. I like EVs. I've got two of them. Well, I haven't got two of my own. I've only got one of my own at the moment because I've sold my Jaguar I-Pace again. I've had two of those in the last few months. Really like them, but it's gone. It's a lovely car and we've sold it. So, I do sell EVs. If I wasn't so frightened of them at the moment, the depreciation, I'd have a forecourt full. But you just cannot keep up with them. And I'm going to try and show you why. I'm scared because I'm scared of the unknown. The unknown's a killer. I don't know how many pre-registered EVs are still out there. And I don't know how many the manufacturers will just dump on the market. We're coming to the end of 2024. And I always said that this will be a very, very telling time. It's touch and go for the motor trade now. If they're way behind on registrations, on EV registrations, then there's going to be massive fines. Then it will just be an all-out blitz to pre-register them so they don't get fines. If they do that, bearing in mind, if they don't hit the target, it's 15,000 euros a car. So each car out there is a potential 15,000 euro time bomb. If that happens, they will have to get rid of the EVs virtually at any cost. They have to make them a no-brainer. If they make them a no-brainer and not a, I want to buy an EV, that's when the motor trade will be affected. And it will be catastrophic because there are, on Autotrader, 95% of the cars are ICE cars, internal combustion engines, with 5% EVs. Now, unless the EVs just all sell, used ones just all sell, and then there's a shortage of vehicles and people go back to buying ICE, then EVs will be a no-brainer. They'll be so cheap, you just won't be able to refuse them. But it shouldn't be, because electric vehicles are a superior technology. If they suit your needs, they are, as I said before, a no-brainer. If they suit your needs, if you can charge them at home, if you don't have to charge on the motorway, if you just, pottering around town, like for me, they're a no-brainer. But, as I say, if the worst happens, and I think from yesterday I can see the worst happening, then it's going to be a torrid time. Now, I'm just going to show you. I'm going to have to put my glasses on for this. And you'll have to excuse my voice. It was a bit croaking, Jeff Buys Cars, but let's just... right, so... I'll go on to Autotrader. And then... So, the filters I've got set up here are Autotrader, we've got up to 100 miles, up to 2024 electric. So these are registered. Now, let me just go back, see where we are. I want to be on page 1. So there we are. So the first car I come across, 2024 Nissan Leaf. There's loads of Nissan Leafs. And if you want to see how many Nissan Leafs, all you have to do, I'll just show you. That's from the Chorley Group just up the road. But let's just see, will it show read more? And then to the bottom, that was registered the 31st of the 7th, 2024. Now, if you remember, according to all the, as I say, EV shills, EV mouthpieces, the parrot sites, as I call them, and the SMMT, they were boasting about the registrations, the sales of EVs in July. There were so many registered on the last day of July. They weren't sold, they were registered. Those cars are now ticking time bombs. Massive savings on them. That's just Nissan Leafs. So we go back, and if you want to see yourself, people don't believe me, you know, I check MOTs and I show people that the tyres don't last 40,000 on a normal Joe Private's car. The discs don't last 100,000. Some they do. Some people they do, but not the majority. So don't expect to get those. So we go back here, and all I have to do here, let's just see, make a model. So make a model, click on there, click on that, and you'll see there how many. All these are all on, all these are all under 100 miles. The most worrying thing, if you go to 500 miles, which I will do, then of course everything jumps up even more. And I have found there's 100 miles there, so we'll go to 500 miles, you see there. The EV dealers are even putting, you know, in the old days, dealers used to clock cars backwards. These days, people with EVs are clocking them forwards and pretending they've done more miles than they have. It's scary. The thing that scared me the most, I mean, there you go, we'll just go through them. 2024, 10 miles on the clock. And then we come to the Volvos. Now, it's the Volvo EX30s that put the wind up me. 3 miles, 2024, 74 plate. But when we go down here, oh, fingers clicking on there again. When we go down, I've got the Autotrader Tracker app, so it actually shows you previous price reductions and things like that. On this, I've got it showing adverts. But we go down here, and you see you come across here a Peugeot E208, 2022 on a 72 with 19 miles on. Now, there's still plenty of these cars keep showing up. If I click on that and go down, read more, it was registered the 31st of the 10th, 2022, nearly 2 years ago. That's been hiding somewhere. It's got delivery miles on. Now, this is what I alluded to in the previous video. I'm pretty sure that the manufacturers were pre-registering cars to make it look like they were selling, but they weren't. And they were hidden. And they're now reintroducing them into the used car system. And that's what's caused virtually catastrophic depreciation on used vehicles, on used EVs. It's just horrendous. Dealers can't keep up with them. So we'll go back again. So we'll go back down Arnold Clark's. Arnold Clark's are getting cars. There we go. We'll click on that. Vauxhall Corsa. And then when we go down to the bottom, 31st of the 8th, 2024. That was registered the day before the new registration came out. I mean, that's just, it's basically financial suicide. And that's only done for one reason. That car, you know, the old days of the keep up with the Joneses. We opened as we opened at midnight. We had to open at midnight because the new owners wanted the new registration as soon as they possibly could. A minute past midnight, they'd be waiting to drive off in it. So the next morning, the neighbours would get up, open the curtains. Fred next door has got he's got a brand new car, new number plate. So it used to mean that much, and because it meant that much, it used to be about £1,000 between one that was registered on the 31st of July, in 31st of July and the 1st of August. The 1st of August used to be the new registration plate. It's all changed now. But that 31st of the 8th, 2024, why have they registered that car? Because it's stupid. Nobody in the right mind would register a car the day before the new registration come out, unless that's the month, it's the easiest month to fudge the figures. July and August are the easiest months, and December, to fudge the figures, because nobody will register vehicles. So because there's such a small number of sold vehicles then, the percentage looks a lot higher. You know, it shoots up. If you register, and EVs are only a small number anyway, so if there's an increase, the percentage increase, they say it in a percentage because a percentage looks bigger than saying we've sold another 100. You know, so please understand that. I'm not an EV hater. I haven't got a downer on EVs. I've got a downer on the people that are selling them and the way they're selling them, because they're ruining the motor trade. So, right, I've still not got to the thing that's really worrying me. So we'll go back. There we go, 2024, 10 miles. 2024 plate, 10 miles. That's back to the 72 plate. We'll go down here, and as you see, that's an advert for a Peugeot E208. But you'll see there that was first advertised in May 2024. It's had 20 price reductions. This one, the next one down, 2024. That's been reduced by £6,999 at the dealer. Then even worse, at the bottom of the page, you've got an advertisement for a lease. That's Autotrader. Autotrader have a leasing company. I'll go into that in another video. Next page, Citroen EC4 2024 reg, hatchback 1 mile. Before that, an Abarth, Vauxhall Corsa, Vauxhall Mocha, all 10 miles. Then we come to the Volvos. This is the scary bit. So, Volvos always used to be fantastic sellers, always used to be a shortage of them. There's a dealer not too far from me, and all he sells is Volvo estates. That's all he does. And he has done for probably 20, 30 years. There was another good friend of mine, a chap called Paul Nut Brown, who sadly died. He used to service Volvos and sell Volvos too. And he used to take the old Volvo estates in, go right through them, absolutely right through them. His garage was in Southport. A lot of old people there, a lot of old people that love Volvo estates. And he'd throw Glass's guide away and just ask what he wanted for them, and always sell them, always proper cars, well maintained. Volvo EX30. So we'll look there, advertised today. That's advertised today. I'll click on that. We'll go down to the bottom. Where is it? Oh, scroll past. Description. It said the description is blue, 36,000. So I'll click on read more. I mean, that's not even showing it. That's not even showing a delivery date, to be honest. So there is a possibility that's a brand new car that's never been registered. But 21st of September, no images, Nothing. So they've advertised that at a price today, no images. I'll try and go back and find something else. There's Chinese EVs, BYD seal, 2024 on a 24 plate, 57 miles. Click on that and we'll go down. Description. That was registered 21st of the 5th, 2024. Now, all these cars are available. They're trying to tell you that new to 12 months old sales have gone up 52%. They've not. All they do is they register the car in the morning and sell it as a used one in the afternoon if they've got a customer for it. So those sales haven't gone up. They're kind of new sales, but what they're doing, they're selling it, they're registering it, getting a new sale, and then pretending it's a used car and selling it to a customer as soon as they possibly can as a used one. That's why used, new to 12-month-old, that's why that's gone up. 3 to 5 year old cars supposedly gone up 138%. But if you look on the auction sites, the sites where private people are selling cars that dealers buy, dealers bid on, you will see that the change, the frequency and the change of ownership and the length of ownership on some 3 to 5 year old EVs. Very, very suspicious. Honestly, I've never seen anything like it in a motor trade. I've never seen a 3-year-old car change hands 3 times in less than 12 months after a specific period. But again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. It's just experience. I haven't seen it before. Going to description, yeah, it's 21st of 20. So that was the 21st of the 5th. We'll go back. Hyundai Ioniq 6, 88 miles, 2024. MG4, 2024, 6 miles. Another Nissan Leaf here. And of course, it's the obligatory green cloth cover. Again, we go down here. Description. That vehicle was registered the 18th of the 9th, 2024. It's now up for sale used. It was registered 2 days ago. It's now a used car. Another Nissan Leaf here, 2024. Fiat 500. Now that's, I think that's probably an ad, but that's down 1,500 quid. Polestars. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll see that somebody was giving me grief because I tweeted that Polestar had just advertised 57 cars, and I guessed for those 57 cars, there'd probably be another 10 more of each in stock of different colours. There's no point advertising 10 vehicles, all the same spec, in different colours, because you advertise one, you take a phone call, and off one advert, you sell 10 cars. That's the idea, but you only pay for one advert. That's down £3,000. From the 6th of the 9th to the 13th of the 9th, down to 36,990. And the reason is more and more Polestars have been coming onto the market every single day. And we click on that. It says 102 miles. They all say 102 miles. But I'm pretty sure the reason they put 102 miles is so that when somebody searches up to 100 miles, those don't come in, like the manufacturers or people like me. We'll go down. Description. 29th of the 7th, 2024, when they were harping on about how many EVs had sold in July. It's just smoke and mirrors. It really is. Peugeot E3008, Volkswagen ID3, 2024, 15 miles. Another ID3, another one. Then Volvo EX30. Click on that. Go down to description again. It just says grey, 34,000 miles. I click on there. Vehicle registered 20th of the 9th, 2024. It was registered yesterday. and it's advertised as used today. All these vehicles, if you have an EV and you think you're not going to sell it and depreciation will never affect me, it will. I can point you to any amount of people that bought an EV with no intention of selling it, and then something's happened and they've had to sell it. You're okay until you have to sell, and then you're not okay. You know, hope for the best, plan for the worst. That's the way to do it. It's all right saying you're not going to sell, but if you have to, that's when depreciation gets you. At your lowest point, that's when it gets you. Right now, I'm just going to go back here and I'm going to finish the video on these Volvos, because now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the filter, make a model, and we'll go to Volvo. You'll see there, Polestar 84. I mean, there's even four Rolls-Royce with less than 500 miles on, Rolls-Royce Spectres. Volvo, you'll see there 170. There's 252 Vauxhalls, 84 Polestars, 117 Peugeots. And again, I would guess that for every one of these, there'll be a load more. There'll be an absolute load more. Because I'll show you something else. Before I sign off, I'll show you something else. But we'll go on Volvo. And then I click on EX30. You'll see these 133 EX30s advertised today. There we go. Just look at them all over the country. Everywhere. Marshalls can't even be bothered taking photos. But would you? You know, would you? Just look at them. See more Polestars there. That's an advert. That's one of Autotrader's. Even though you've put in Volvos and EX30s, Autotrader think that you might want a Polestar. Advertising revenue. Very, very annoying advertising revenue. And then also you've put in a second-hand vehicle, a 2024 up to 100 miles. I can understand this, but Autotrader stick a lease deal at the bottom. If I click on that, Volvo EX, there you go. They give you a leasing deal on a brand new car. And yeah, they go to town. They really do go to town. Pushing new cars. We advertise used vehicles and they advertise new vehicles on the same page. Why anybody would do that, I don't know. Well, I do. And then we go to the next page. You'll see there, just look at these. I'll try and do it slowly so you can see. But there, Stoneacre, or as I call them, Bullacre. Stoneacre have got a load. Another advert for Polestars, and then another advert for leasing on the next page, leasing a Volvo. Page 3. Just look at all this. Bearing in mind these were registered yesterday. Oh, sorry, 2 days ago. Even Ray Chapman Motors Volvo. No doubt it'll have sold out, but I've been to Ray Chapman Motors and you know, in meetings with them. All good guys. You know, the owner was a good guy. Being forced into registering these flipping EVs just to perpetuate a lie, it's just no good. No, there you go, Polestar. That's down £4,000 since the 1st of the 9th. No doubt again, because even more have been registered. There's more on the market. These Volvo EX30s, we have a thing called Dealer Portal, and Dealer Portal, or Autotrader value cars now, and they use their site and they use auction sites and so on to come up with a price, an average price for a vehicle, and how long it sells or how long it takes to sell, and also marks out of 100 if you're using your money, you've got obviously 0 bad, 100 good. These Volvo EX30s are 4 out of 100. And these dealers, an expected turnover date of 71 days. I'll show my house in Burton's window if these cars sell in 71 days. And this is a knockdown price. I mean, I saw before, I think there was £9,000 or £10,000. They were advertised £9,000 or £10,000 off. But we're going down, and Ray Chapman, oh, look at all these. All he's got is a picture of him and all his staff. I can imagine now, I've been sales manager and general manager at a few places, and I can imagine now, they'd do it, trust me, they'd do it, but can you go and photograph those EX30s in the compound, get the pictures on Autotrader? Oh, oh, do we have to? They're not going to sell. You know, yes, you have to, because that's what going back to basics is. Photographs. All you have to do, your advert just has to be a little bit better than somebody else's advert. These aren't, because none of them can be bothered. Just placeholders, that's all it is. So again, we keep going. Fair enough, I'm still going. Ray Chapman's. These are still Ray Chapman's. And then we've got Paul Rigby, Stourbridge. Another placed advert for Polestar. And then another advert for Leasing at the bottom of the page. More Volvos. More Ray Chapman. All these 2 days ago. All these are time bombs. And it's not just Volvo, because, as I said before, a no-brainer is, you know, it's cheaper than everything else. You don't particularly want it. You'd prefer something else, but it's a no-brainer because it's so cheap. So what happens is, all these Volvos will now affect all the EV prices as well. Would you rather have would you rather have a Peugeot or a Volvo? I'd rather have a Volvo. They're great cars. These EVs, they'll be the best car you've ever driven. Trust me. If you've got a 5-year-old car and you jump in one of those, it'd be like a Rolls Royce. Another advert for Polestar. That's gone down £4,500 since the 6th of the 9th, 2024. And then again at the bottom, there's another advert for Leasing. Every single page is an advert for Leasing a brand new car. You've got to ask yourself why. I don't think it's fair. Ray Chapman Motors, again, look at all these. Now these are 2024 24 plates. So now these are competing with 2024 74 plates that were just registered. So that's going to devalue the 24 plates. Back on even more 74s, a 24. Advert for a Polestar, that's £4,000 off. And then Autotrader's Vanarama advert at the bottom. You know, I'm just keeping going here. There's still all these have been advertised in the last 2 days. Again, Polestar and another leasing company. More. Yeah, now we're getting on to some others because I recognise the pictures. So you've got those placeholders. Then you've got even more with the brochure photos. £9,350 off. 9,000 off list price. That's 34 grand, look. We'll just go down to the bottom. Registered the 19th of the 9th. It's the 21st of the 9th today, depending on when you're watching this video. £9,000 off. More placeholders. Have we seen a proper photo yet of a Volvo? We're on page 8. Go to page 9. I don't remember seeing a proper photo. Look at this. And we're still on them. Again, bottom, Polestar. Page 10. Polestar again, an advert. And it's just relentless. Next time you see a headline of EVs are flying off the forecourts, just remember this. We're on page 12 now. 12 pages of them. All the same model. All EX30s. Page 13, we're onto the green cloths, back to the Volvo here, back to that. There's a Volvo EX there, that was first advertised 24th of 7th. They've knocked 1,700 quid off that. Obviously, I mean, that was advertised. Crikey, this winds me up, honestly. These people are destroying the motor trade, and they're destroying the motor trade because they can't be arsed doing the job properly. These people, somebody from Volvo, oh, it's Lookers. Somebody from Volvo needs to go around this place and kick their arse. Been advertised since the 24th of the 7th, 2024. They've not even got photographs of it. Nothing. No photographs. Absolutely nothing. They've reduced it all those times, but they've not even gone into the compound or wherever it is to take photos. Registered 12th of the 7th, July, when they had such a good month selling EVs. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Volvo EX30, again, Polestar, page 14. 14 pages of EX30s. That's the last one. That one's been reduced by £6,000 since the 15th of the 6th. Now, imagine having that in your stock. Imagine. No, dealers don't have £6,000 across a car. They've just not. It's unheard of, unless it's like a, I don't know, 100 grand, 200 grand, 150 grand car, probably. You might then. But they just don't. They're selling, basically, they're selling at cost. And I know, speaking to sales managers, you can buy pre-registered used vehicles off the manufacturers. Any amount of them. They usually put together a finance package, put £1,000 on them, and try and sell them like that. Just move them very, very quickly. £1,000 on each car, keep them moving over. Now, £1,000, you put £1,000 on, 200 quid of that goes to the government. 200 quid's VAT, and then any expenses out of that, So, perhaps you keep your workshop busy. Sometimes I used to do this in Mercedes when the workshop was quiet. I used to buy cars that needed work, needed servicing. I tried to help them out, and the funny thing was that I tried to help them out, and every chance they could, they used to shaft me. So that's it. There's 14 pages of EX30s, delivery mileage EX30s. Now I'll just show you this. We'll knock the Volvo off. We'll knock the Volvo. We'll go to any, and then I'll change the search to relevance. Now watch this. Watch what Autotrader thinks is relevant to me. Polestar. If I go to Vauxhall Corsa, so we'll just go over here. Where's make? So we'll go to Vauxhall. There's 249 Vauxhalls. 249. 3.5 grand knocked off that one. That's relevance. I'll put most recent, and then 19th of the 4th, 2024. They knocked 3.5 grand off that. If I flick down to the bottom, and then I go to page 6, sorry if this is sending you your eyes funny with me scrolling, but I'm just trying to get to, on your computer you can do it easier. You can change the page number in the top in the search bar. Look at that, change. They've knocked £8,009 off that. £3.5 grand. Now what I should have done was change that to Vauxhall Corsa. Corsa E, 90 of them rascals. Let me just put relevance first, or relevance 500, 100, because sometimes, there you go, that's what I'm looking for. This vehicle, first advertised, EVs flying off the forecourt. New to 12 months, up 52%. This car, 2022, it's a Corsa. The 2022, I can remember them, people screaming out saying, oh, the greedy manufacturers, they're only making big EVs, the big SUV EVs, because that's what they make the most money on. If they made little cars, there'd be so many more EVs on the road. So many more people would buy them. The EV percentage, the sales percentage, that would be increasing. We'd be moving on. If they made small ones, they made small ones. They didn't sell. This 2022. It was first advertised the 4th of 11th, 2022. Look at that. Look at the 18th of the 8th, 2023. It was 25,350. It's now 13,995. It's dropped. It's a used car and it's lost 45% as a used car. It's got 10 miles on the clock. You know, this is unforgivable. It really is unforgivable. It should never happen. Is it the manufacturer's fault? No, it's not. The way they done it, they knew they had a target. They knew they had to achieve it, and they've done it the only way they know how. They should have done it by selling on features and benefits and just let it grow organically. They should have just let the people who wanted to buy them, and then there would be no buyer's remorse. There would be none of this, all these people changing from EVs because it doesn't suit the purpose. And, you know, there's people on here, Jeff says it forms part of their identity. They get incensed if you don't like EVs or it doesn't suit your purpose. It must be because you're not educated. It can't be because it doesn't suit your purpose. It's because you're not educated, because you're FUD, you're dinosaur, and all these names that come out. You're off your meds. That's the favourite one. You're off your meds. But just look, and that's just the relevant ones. There you go. That's down £6,000. If I get to the back, 6 pages. Try and get there quickly. Now you see we're getting there now. All these 2024. That's had 25% knocked off it. £6,000 since April. £4,350. £11,350. I think that was probably the one we saw before. It's scary times. These cars, that having £11,355 knocked off it, that's the tip of the iceberg, because you've also got, you could have turned that money over. They could have bought an ICE vehicle and probably turned that over. You know, they're saying an EV averages 28 days on turnover. No, it doesn't. That's being manipulated. Trust me, it's been manipulated. And I can show you, I'll do another video on it. You know, don't start calling me, because I can prove it. I can show you. That car here, years and years ago, they used to reckon that it cost you £7 a day It's probably 10 years ago. It costs you £7 a day in stocking charges and so on. And then you've got keeping them clean, probably charging them now and again. The advertising costs on Autotrader for each car. It's probably, I would imagine it's probably over £100 a month for each car on Autotrader. I think we've got, our bill's about 2,300 quid now. We've cut our Autotrader spend down by half. And I think it's about 2,300 quid. Could be wrong. Don't quote me. But we get to advertise 12 cars for 2,300 quid. So really speaking, it's nearly 200 quid a month, isn't it? It's like £50 a week. So that's been in stock all those months. Well, it's been in stock really 2 years. If it's been advertised for 2 years at 200 quid a month, what's that? 2,400. So 4,800 quid in advertising. The car, they'd have been better off just giving it to somebody and not advertising it, really. Selling it for whatever. So that's it. That's just me warning again about something I warned in 2022 and again in 2023. I am not an EV hater. I'm not a FUD. I've got the most, you know, I mean, these microphones. I've got these. I've got these. These are the old ones. These are the pro ones. I've got up to the second technology. I'm not a FUD. I love gadgets. Electric cars are great if they suit your needs. They don't suit everybody's needs at this moment in time. They may do in the future, but not right at this moment in time. And it's causing a lot of trouble in the motor trade. I've had a good life in the motor trade. I'll probably retire at the end of this year, but it's not something I want to see. I've always tried to do good in the motor trade. I've always tried to improve things for other people and help. It was hard work. In the old days, it was hard work. Now, it's pretty easy. In fact, now I would say it's very easy, but you don't get the same people in the motor trade as you used to. These days, it looks like everybody just wants to play around on Facebook. I went to a big dealership to take a car in for a service, and between the girl coming to ask me what I wanted, and I watched her. She asked me what I was here for. I told her, and she said she'd go and check up. There's a glass door between the service department and, the service advisor's desk and the service department. And she went to go and check up. At the door, a salesman was coming the other way. He started talking to her, and I watched them. They were talking for ages. She forgot completely about me, and then just went and got a coat and went on her dinner. That's it. That's the state of the motor trade. It's not good. If you know, me and Jeff hopefully will do some more videos. I haven't made any money out of calling EVs at all. Nothing. Up until, well, I wasn't calling them, but I've never monetized anything. All my monetized YouTube videos are for the cars that we have, the cars we sell. But after the Jeff Buys Cars video, as I say, some people are horrible. I'll try and cut some in. But what I'm going to do next week, or I'm going to respond to some of the comments. You'll be surprised. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.